Hello dear viewers. This time I present to you ultra-luxury car 2022 Porsche Panamera. The 2022 Porsche Panamera comes in three body styles: the regular Panamera sedan, which actually has a hatchback-style trunk, a longer wheelbase executive model with additional rear seat legroom, and the Sport Turismo, which has a wagon-like profile and additional cargo space. There are also many trim levels available that are distinguished by different drivetrains and features, but not in every body style. These include the base Panamera, Panamera 4, 4S, 4E Hybrid, 4SE Hybrid, Panamera GTS, Turbo S and Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid. And on top of its multiple body styles, the Panamera offers several powertrains, including a V6, a hybrid and a turbocharged V8. Oh, and there are 8 trim levels and a nearly limitless options list to choose from too. The Panamera is one of the most athletic luxury sedans available. It's also fairly practical thanks to its hatchback design. But there are also some downsides, such as a needlessly complicated user interface and high price. How does the Panamera drive? Porsche proves that a large luxury sedan doesn't have to be barge-like or clumsy. The Porsche Panamera offers a masterful blend for those who want to still enjoy the drive as much as they desire comfort. The entry-level Panamera's 2.9-liter V6 provides enough oomph to get to 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. The brakes are equally powerful and hauled down our Panamera to a dead stop in a ridiculously short 102 feet. We'd be shocked if this were anything else other than a Porsche. And it's not just straight-line performance that the Panamera does well. Steering response and accuracy are among the best in class, as is the way it moves around corners. The Panamera is always composed, sure-footed and nimble. The base model won't bend the laws of physics like the higher performance spec models do, but there's more than enough athleticism to uphold Porsche's performance reputation. And when you're not out for thrills, the car just works the way you'd expect any luxury sedan to. The only small criticism we'd add is a heavier than usual accelerator pedal. It's something you may adjust to over time even if we weren't able to after a week of driving. How comfortable is the Panamera? Some luxury sedans do comfort better than the Panamera, but few can match its performance at the same time. Few concessions have been made in exchange for the impressive dynamic capability. The suspension impressively smooths out bumps in the road. Make sure to get the optional sport seats. The standard seats lack some adjustment and support during hard driving, even though they provide decent baseline comfort. How's the interior? This generation Panamera forgoes the glut of traditional buttons of its predecessor, but the touch-sensitive buttons that have replaced some of them aren't necessarily better. Some buttons take a few presses to work and can require you to take valuable attention away from the road. We like that there's still a touchscreen and appreciate the small dial control that provides some redundancy in how you control things. The standard Bose sound system is good enough that you probably can save on the pricey audio upgrade. The sound is rich and clear, and we could crank the volume to our ears content. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration is standard, and the onboard nav system is one of the better systems if you're not using your phone. The climate control interface is fussier than it needs to be, with touchscreen controlled vents that look cool but are less convenient than simple manually pointable vents. The system itself offers ample cooling capacity, and the heated seats and ventilation function effectively. As far as noise goes, there's an ever-present faint hum of road noise. However, wind and ambient noise on the highway is all but absent, and the engine is well muffled when you're just cruising. There's plenty of space in the Panamera up front. There's less in back compared to the rest of the class unless you opt for the long wheelbase model. The driver's seat and steering column have an excellent range of basic adjustments to accommodate drivers of almost all sizes. The view out of the back window is slightly obscured by the rear headrests, but surround view camera coverage makes this a non-issue at parking lot speeds. Visibility out of the front is excellent. The main screen is responsive and easy to control. We love the gauge cluster pod that can queue up a small navigation screen. But we're less impressed with the smartphone accommodations. And there aren't many options for charging beyond that. Our test Panamera lacks standard USB ports for rear passengers, which is disappointing for a flagship luxury sedan. How's the storage? The Panamera benefits from a hatchback trunk, but it doesn't reap as much of an advantage as that body style usually imparts. Cargo space is pretty generous on paper, with 17.4 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats. But since the trunk is a bit shallow and has a higher liftover, it's not as convenient as it could be. The seatbacks can split and fold flat to allow for longer items, but since there's also no remote seatback releases to lower the seats from the hatch, you have to do so from the rear doors. Porsche build quality is often top-notch, and the Panamera is fundamentally solid. However, some of the interior materials in our car fell a little short of what we'd expect in a $100,000 plus luxury performance sedan. For example, we thought the door materials and even the drive mode knob on the steering wheel felt a little cheap. You'll also end up paying more than the Panamera's base price since many desirable features are extra. This does not make the Panamera a bad choice, but it's not exactly a great value for the money either. Which Panamera is recommended? Since there are such a wide variety of configurations for the Panamera, it's difficult to recommend a particular trim or body style to fit everyone's needs. But as an all-arounder choice, we think the Panamera 4S will work out well. It offers upgraded performance over the standard model, but the price remains reasonable for the class. Thank you very much for watching. That's all I can say about this car. If you want to receive the most honest information about other cars, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.